Howdy y'all and welcome back to the channel. Last night were this year's BAFTA awards, basically the British Oscars. It tends to be a good indicator of what to expect at the Academy Awards. Many nominations correlate with what the Academy Awards have nominated, so I want to go through today and go through our list of winners. Real quick before it gets started, if you aren't subscribed, please consider doing so today. It really helps the channel grow and it lets me know you want to see more stuff like this. Okay, let's kick it off with the category that I think the BAFTAs are best known for, which is Best Actress. Now, it has been a two-horse race this entire award season between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone. Now, this one was really interesting because Lily Gladstone didn't even get nominated for the BAFTAs, which I think is wild. She was definitely in the top two Best Lead Actress performances this year, so Emma Stone winning last night wasn't a huge shock. If anything, I wish that we had gotten Lily Gladstone in there for a nomination because it would have told us more about where the Academy Awards are going to go. Typically, this category is a huge indicator for where the Academy Awards are going to go with. I think aside from the last 2 years, they've predicted like the previous 10 winners at the Academy Awards, including the shocker that was Olivia Colman over Glenn Close and Lady Gaga back in 2019 ceremony. I know last year they awarded Cate Blanchett. She ended up not winning the Oscar, and the year before that they awarded someone else as well who I don't even know got nominated that year. So this one normally would be a huge story. Honestly, the biggest shocker here was the fact that Lily Gladstone didn't even get nominated. Emma Stone cakewalked her way into a win at the BAFTAs. I personally think she's going to win the Oscar, but it's hard to say. I would be more confident with that if Lily Gladstone had gotten nominated here and lost straight up to Emma Stone. The next thing that I want to talk about are the screenplay categories. American Fiction beat Oppenheimer and Poor Things for Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, in my review for that movie, I talked about how it was one of the best scripts of the year, that the way it was able to balance the comedy with real-world drama, I thought was excellent. And while Cord Jefferson didn't blow me away with his direction, this guy knows how to write a script, and I think it's interesting that he got a huge win over movies that are competing for Best Picture. Now, American Fiction is nominated for Best Picture, but come on, guys, it's not going to win. But now, I think it has a legit shot to win Best Adapted Screenplay. It's going against those two movies again at the Oscars. You know, we don't really know how it's going to go, but this is a huge win in the meantime. And then Anatomy of a Fall won Best Original Screenplay, beating out what I thought was the frontrunner, The Holdovers. This is a huge win for Anatomy of a Fall. It did beat Barbie as well, but Barbie, for some reason, is in Best Adapted Screenplay at the Academy Awards, even though it's an original story. But Holdovers, I felt like, was one of the stronger screenplays of the year. Got nominated for a ton of stuff here. It's nominated for a ton of Oscars. I think it still has a shot at the Academy Award. It just looked like Anatomy of a Fall really reaped the benefit of being a movie that has a lot of different cultures in it. You know, it is primarily, I believe, a French movie, but it has a lot of English in there too, some German, and normally foreign language films do a little bit better at the BAFTAs, so I do think it reaped the benefits there. That's not to say it doesn't have a great screenplay as well. If it won Best Adapted Screenplay, I would be really happy. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I do feel like The Holdovers edges it out for me, but we'll see. This is a great win. Let's go ahead and lump in the two supporting categories here because we got the folks that won everything up to this point. Robert Downey Jr. for Best Supporting Actor and Da'Vine Joy Randolph for Best Supporting Actress. This thing is in the bag already. If anything, I'm kind of annoyed that this award season is pretty predictable. I don't really see a shock happening. Robert Downey Jr. hasn't lost anywhere. Da'Vine Joy Randolph hasn't lost anywhere. And the BAFTAs didn't deviate from that. I thought that maybe there was an outside shot that one of them loses because of the wild card nominees that you had here. I believe they had Jacob Elordi for Saltburn, Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers. They had Rosamund Pike for Saltburn. They had a couple of wild cards there in both categories. So I wasn't sure if the BAFTAs were going to try to be funny here with this category, but it looks like they win with the odds-on favorite. We may as well be handing Downey as well as Randolph their Oscars right now. Then for Best Animated Picture, we have a two-horse race now. For the longest time, I thought Across the Spider-Verse was going to be a shoo-in, but Boy and the Heron got their second big win in this category of this award season. And we need to be having the conversation of if this movie has a shot at winning Best Animated Picture. I was having this conversation with my girlfriend recently because she had brought up that The Boy and the Heron might have a shot at it. In my eyes, I find Across the Spider-Verse to be a much better movie. And, you know, the first movie managed to win the Oscar. So, I mean, why wouldn't they give it to the sequel that's even better of a film? But I think we're seeing now that the narrative has shifted in favor of Boy and the Heron at least a little bit. I mean, the BAFTAs is a big award ceremony. This is nothing to snuff at. Miyazaki's in his 80s now. They may want to look to reward him at the Academy Awards. And while The Boy and the Heron wasn't his best movie, it does have beautiful animation. Overall, I gave that film a positive rating. The Boy and the Heron just is gaining more and more momentum. It could be a surprise on awards night. Best Actor went to Cillian Murphy. Thrills me that he is winning for Oppenheimer right now. I thought that maybe Paul Giamatti could come in for a win here. He ends up losing to Murphy, who is the frontrunner right now. I think it's interesting how Bradley Cooper for Maestro was a big-time contender, but somehow the narrative has gone away from him, and now Cillian Murphy is consistently winning awards left and right. And at this point, I think he should be making room on his shelf for his Academy Award. Well deserved. I love Oppenheimer, in case you couldn't tell what's on display here. And again, it's another case of this award season being kind of boring. We know who's winning some of these. It makes me want a surprise on Oscars night, but the problem is the people that are winning everything, I'm really happy with. It's all on merit, in my opinion. These are the best performances of the year. This guy to my left, Christopher Nolan, brings home Best Director at the BAFTAs. It's his Oscar to lose. I don't see anybody beating him. Again, there's been no surprises on this award season. It makes me happy that good movies are being recognized, but last year's was definitely a bit more interesting. And Oppenheimer won Best Film. It's my favorite movie of the year. Again, I'm going to say the same thing again. I am not upset that it's winning everything. I just wish it was a bit more interesting of a race, because at this rate, what's going to beat it? The thing that has the best shot is Poor Things, which is winning a bunch of technical categories. It won a lot of technical categories last night along with Oppenheimer, but that's the issue, is they are splitting up the technical categories, and Oppenheimer's taking home plenty of acting awards. Emma Stone is winning Best Actress, but Oppenheimer just seems to be edging it out somehow. Maybe it's because it's more of a broad movie, more people saw it, and it's had the momentum since July. I don't really know. I think it's a better movie, but it would still be nice to get some variation of the awards. But you know what? I'm happy with the BAFTA awards. It seems like they got it right across the board, other than maybe animated picture, in my opinion. But it has me just looking forward to the Academy Awards more and more for a night that's going to be the pinnacle of a lot of these people's careers. Can't wait to see Christopher Nolan win his first Oscar, finally. But those are my thoughts on this year's BAFTA Awards. Let me know what you thought of the ceremony down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye, y'all.